Alright, in this video I'll show or give you a demonstration, all the brief about a command line task manager scheduler. With the name of the software is TaskWarrior. It's a known renowned tool. If you haven't heard of it or haven't used it, I'll give you some sort of instruction to start using it. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into a space. Okay, let me spawn up a terminal and we'll go full screen. Okay, so how I'm going backward, reverse way, how the end product will look, right? So if I run it, once you install the software, it will provide you a binary called task, and if you run that it bare bone, it will show you like this. This is a TaskWarrior CLI interface. If you just run the word task, it will show you like this. Okay, I'm just using default whatever is coming with it. Okay, so for instance, if you want to add task to the scheduler or TaskWarrior database for your sake or for your reminder sake or whatever the way you manage your task, so all you have to do, task, use the word add happily. Now there are different way to, there is predefined tag, you can say, called project, and you write it. I have something called personal. I write it in caps letter, you can write it in lowercase letter, doesn't matter really. Then you have to give a priority to your project, right? So write priority. Then colon, it has got 3 priority, high, medium, low. So I'm giving it a medium priority. Okay, just write down the M in capital. Okay, now then you have to write down your task. In this case, I'm Linux buildered me for long time. Okay, then you have to give a space. Okay, now every task has to have a due date. For that you need to write like this, due, then provide colon, or now the values for this, it could be end of month, which can be abbreviated EOM. Okay, or you decided the due date should be explicit, which you know. I'm just going to give it an arbitrary date for this demonstration purpose. So if I write 17, okay, now I have to schedule it in a specific date. That event should be start on a specific date. So if I write SCHED shed, then colon, and if I again give a specific date where it should schedule or start, you can write, and I want it to be start on 15th. Now you can also give until, okay, and put colon. Now if you have to, until means if you have a task, you haven't done so within due date, you forget it or you fail to notice it something, then the certain specific date range, it could be 1 day, it could be 1 week, it could be 1 month, it could be 1 year, whatever. Here I am explicitly giving 1 day. Just next day after the due date. The the purpose of this flag is to, if you haven't cared or you didn't take any action on your due item, that means you haven't completed something by that time, on 18th it will self-destruct. That means this task is going to be destroyed itself on 18th without any intervention, because it realized you give it a damn, you don't care about the task, so it crossed the due date. I'm sorry. So it's high time to get rid of it without cluttering the space. So until range will do the thing. Likewise, you can provide the timing here too. All you have to just write capital T and provide it just 1730, something like that. So it start on that specific timestamp. Okay. Now you want this job to be recurred every single day once it starts. So all you have to do, recur colon, say for 2 days. Now think about it. If you have a project duration and you want every day it has to be come along some sort of reminder, you could try to 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Likewise, you can, and this date, this is the date I have explicitly given for this demonstration. This date easily could be a relative one. Relative in a sense, it would say after 17 it has to be wait till another 3 days. Instead of writing the date explicitly, you write plus 3 days, 3D. Okay, like here you probably write plus 7D, something like that. So those are relative stuff related to the due date. Okay, so 3 days after, 4 days before, something like that. So you get the essence, right? You get the idea. It is very simple. There is no complicacy attached to it. See, it all happening in one line because I'm trying to give you a clear-cut picture. I could have easily make 5 steps out of it, but that will clobber up your understanding. I'm doing it in a one line just to make sure you'll read through it and grasp the essence of it. It is plain, simple, written in simple language, right? And the word signifies what it's supposed to do, and what you are not, which is what I'm explaining to you. Recur is a shortened form of recurrence. Okay, until means till that date. Okay, so schedule means it is supposed to start or end on some specific date. Due means it's supposed to be delivered on that particular date. As simple as that. These things are known to almost everyone. Whoever has got some sort of real-time work experience, they could easily relate to this kind of stuff. These are not brain-draining stuff, right? Here is the statement. It could go a little bit further or much more meaningful in your case. I just wrote this statement which has come into my mind, that's all. These are the key value pair. Priority has a predefined key where it takes the value, right? Likewise, the project it takes the value, right? Add is a subcommand to the main binary of task, right? So it's pretty easy to understand, I believe, right? Now if I press enter, see, it says it has created a recurrence template for the job. Okay, so if I run the task again, you can see it has, look at my cursor where I'm highlighting, see? So it is showing like this. In fact, because I mentioned the recurrence after the until, that's why it is past 2 days or something like that. It's showing. I should have write the recurrence key value before until, so it will normally show you the recurrence. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea, right? Okay, fine. So now if you want to see, its ID is 16, right? This is important. I'll show you few stuff on the basis of that. The leftmost column, it has got ID which is assigned to 16. All right, so if you want to know the information of the specific task you have created in QuickTime, all you have to do, task, then provide the number of ID number, sorry, then write info, and then the ID of the task. See, it will show you like this. It will brief you about the task you have created. Okay, now you have created something. Now all of a sudden you realize, oh, I missed out that, I should have added that. Okay, so it provides a facility if you to give you a chance to edit the task you have already created. Okay, so you can modify it and do it according to your. So in this case it will open up in an editor. In this case it will open up in a Vim. Okay, all you have to do, task sorry, 16 is the ID of the task. Okay, as you can see from the here also, and all you have to write edit. See, it puts me in a Vim buffer, and I can go ahead and I can modify this thing as per my need if I missed out something while creating the task. You see, it's very convenient, right? Most of the field, whatever we have mentioned in the command line, is mentioned here. If you missed out on something, you can easily attach it, right? For instance, if I write, I missed the tag. Again, if I write maintenance, if I write this tag, and if I do a normal save, it will save. If I run, you can see it has added a tag with it. Or you can search it will show you whatever the task which has or which have maintenance tag attached to it. Our recent task, whatever we have created, has a now have a maintenance tag attached to it, right? So you can easily narrow down your searching according to the tag. The tagging principle is applied in some other software, somewhere else remains the same, to segregate, to narrow down the thing all on the basis of tag. Or you could have easily narrow down the stuff with the basis of project or something, some other field. So it is very handy, very easy. Okay, so and you can easily delete any of the task by just running task, then provide the ID. You can see on the leftmost column any of the ID, and just write, say for instance, if you write 7 and then you say complete, and it is asking me that you want to delete it. If I say yes, if I say yes again, so it will delete. Simple. Okay, now if you want to see, these are the project you might have many other project enlisted. You might have created that. I have created out of this many, so it will showing like this. Okay, so likewise you can see the tags too. These are the tag I have. Okay, while creating different tasks, I have created this tag. Okay, so you can search. If I search home and then write list, it will provide me the enlisting which has got a tag with home. Okay, so it's a super way to filter it out, narrow it down, the task which you want to focus on. There may be hundreds of tasks. Think about the situation. You don't want to go through or see through or fill your screen entirely with non-relevant tasks, right? Whatever you are seeking or looking for, that has to be narrowed down or filtered down a specific thing. So searching through tag or other field like project or ID or what, so there is a chance you can narrow it down, so it will be absolutely focused on what you are looking for. Okay, so fantastic. So I mean, so from the command line you can do I'm sorry, so many things with it. You can delete it, you can add it, you can edit it, you can annotate it. See here, I have added annotation for this particular entry, right? I have to write task annotate, and then the normal stuff whatever I have shown to you. So it will prompt you to provide you the annotation and all this stuff. So if you want to attach a file, if you want to attach a website, you can do so. Very easy. Okay, so let me open up my notes, and if I go here, so there is a plugin called Vim TaskWarrior. I'll give you the link below in the description section so you can find it out, and I'll also give you the main website of the TaskWarrior so you can go through yourself and explore it. There are limited set of commands and you can easily remember those, so it's not a big deal. If you install the plugin, this many commands are going to applicable in that specific TaskWarrior buffer which will open. I'll show you how you can do that. These are the command. See, my cursor is moving, right? These are the commands which can be run explicitly from the ex prompt or command from inside Vim. So you can do all this stuff. Okay, so and this many variables are there for you to tweak as per your taste or according to your need. All these variables has to be go inside vMRC to take effect. Okay, so there are, okay, I just reminded by something. These also provide you nice facility for graph. Okay, so if I write here if you write task reports, see, on look at the left hand side of, see, these are, look at my moving cursor, it is on the left hand side. This many reports are available for you to explore. It will provide you some sort of graphical representation of your work. Okay, so if I do now, if I do task and I take any of the ID, okay, and if I say task burn down monthly and provided the task ID 1, say for instance I'm taking the task 1, ID 1, right? See, it will provide you a nice graphical interface. So it will provide you your task visual representation. It is all built into it. You don't have to get anything extra. It all comes along with the software. Okay, so again, if I clear that, task reports, and if I run task ghistory monthly and then give the task ID, it will show you like that. The legend will be like that and it will explain the legend. Okay, so I'm just showing you one thing. If you have many other things, see, these legends and this reporting could be get much more, so you'll get a much more clear picture. Okay, so now for instance, if you want to know what task has been already completed, you just write completed, task completed. See, it shows you all the task has already been completed. Okay, so it's nice handy way to find out all this stuff. I'm trying to find out anything okay. Okay, so say for instance, if I open a Vim buffer, okay, and if I go to the command prompt and in caps I'll just write TW. Look at the bottom of the screen where my cursor is. You can see my cursor, right? Just capital TW on the command or EX prompt and press enter. See, this is how TaskWarrior look inside Vim buffer. If you install Vim TaskWarrior plugin and if you access TaskWarrior inside Vim, you can see the TaskWarrior like this. There are several commands out there which you can access to manipulate this buffer, right? You can integrate those particular command and use those command to manipulate this particular buffer. Okay, so for instance, I have already bind it with my help system. If I bring up my help system, and I have prefixed those command with capital TW word, so it will be easier for me to search, right? If I write TW, so it will show me all the variables related to TaskWarrior which is in my help system. So if I forgot something, I'll bring up this help system and find out which command is doing what. So I don't have to trace enough in the brain to find out what is the key combination and all this stuff. So it is very easy. Okay, likewise you can see there are single letter commands once you installed Vim TaskWarrior plugin. You can see my cursor is moving on the specific single letter, and on the left hand side these commands are only affected inside the TaskWarrior Vim buffer. If you press this single letter, it will perform the task what has been written on the right hand side, and these explicit things are available on Vim TaskWarrior plugin on GitHub, which I will give you the link for that plugin in the description section below, so you can have and go through it. Okay, so this command you can run explicitly from the Vim ex prompt on the left hand side, you can see, and their purpose written on the right hand side. So these are explicitly written on the GitHub page. Okay, so for instance, let me open the URL for you. If I open this and go to my browser, see, this is the plugin. Okay, you need to get this plugin to get TaskWarrior working inside Vim. Okay, so you installed according to the plugin manager you are using with your Vim, and this is what I shown to you in my notes, right? These are explicitly written on this particular GitHub page, so you can have a look and you decide what you need to do all this stuff. Okay, likewise if I go here, and this is the main site of TaskWarrior. If you're curious or interested enough, I'll give you the link, as I said before, in the description section, so you can go through it and decide. And lastly, installation is darn easy. Just get the latest tarball. It is 2.6.1. I built from source because of different reason. So these are the steps. The only thing that you have to have CMake installed in your system, nothing else. And only these 3 steps has to perform to create the task binary. That's all. So nothing complicated. If you are not interested to build it from source, whatever the distribution you are sitting on, they provide a binary on those particular platform, so you can have it through your package manager and start playing with it. Okay, so and here is the document section. If you find out something more need to be checked out, you can easily check. It will create a two file TaskWarrior in your home folder .taskWarrior file. Let me show you. So these are the section, you can go through it, okay, on their website. If I go back here and if I close out, I just aliased it, so nothing is TaskWarrior, just it will open. This file will be under your home directory, okay. So if it is not there, you need to create this file .taskWarrior, and you need to provide the details if you want this specific stuff, okay, which has been mentioned on their website explicitly, what is doing what. So you'll come to know explicitly what you need to provide here, okay. So also you could run it in a server client model, which I haven't covered it. If you are interested, you can again go there. And you can see these things, okay. The commands are explicitly written here, so you can use it. So simple, append, annotate, whatever the way you like. So these are very explicit and very limited set of commands, so you don't have to remember too many things, okay. So I hope this video will give you some sort of heads up. By the way, I'm not promoting, I'm just making this video because I am personally using it and I like it. It's a super lightweight, very useful. That's why I'm just making this video, just to make sure if people wanted to opt for it, they can opt for it. There is no hard and fast rule, or you might not like it at all, okay. It could be the case. So I'm just sharing it because I am using it, okay. That's why I hope this will be useful. Thanks for watching.